everybody, clearing. Okay, so this is going to be a divine masculine check-in. Maybe we'll do both. We'll see here, but first thing, kind of feeling like looking into what are the divine masculines triggered by right now? Like what, if anything, is bothering them about the journey, about your connection? Oh, there's my cat. Spirit animal of claiming your independence. So there we go. So divine masculines maybe are in the process of secretly trying to claim their independence. My cat's hiding out behind me, so you know, maybe we don't know that the divine masculines are individuating on some new level. Let's have a look. So what would the divine masculines say? Thank you, divine creator, for bringing through the highest and best information here about what the divine masculines are bothered by, specifically relating to the journey at this time. We get the Devil and Six of Wands, victory. Lord of the gates of matter and Lord of victory. So something in the physical is holding divine masculines back, but victory is in sight. Let's get some clarifiers here. What are they going to do about devil energy in their lives? Whatever that may be. Wow, okay, so we get the Forsaken energy, left for dead, like existential crisis, and the Hierophant in the reverse. So in order to defeat the devil, this is so surreal to me because I've been feeling that the divine masculine collective, I've been intuitively guided to know that the divine masculine collective is essentially going through trials and tribulations and in the temptations with the devil. And the way to avert that temptation is to really channel and tap into the spirituality within and get out of that woe is me, powerless, flailing energy and completely tap in with all their might, with all their spiritual understanding, and to overcome in victory. So divine masculines are getting a grip on themselves is what I just heard. So really channeling all of that divine wisdom and mustering the composure to say, my life is up to me and I can live it my way. This devil hasn't got anything on me. In the name of love, I just heard. So there is victory, whatever this is. It's an attitude adjustment. So divine masculines, let's see what you are doing to get out of this Ten of Swords rock bottom energy once and for all. What can we see for a starseed? Timing, rhythm, synchronization, and frequency. Yeah, you're realizing that your thoughts, your mindset, your attitude is a frequency. You don't have to be in that powerless, hopeless, rock bottom, the way things are, you know, like believing that things can't change or that it would be too much effort, more than it was worth, that kind of energy. So divine masculines, yeah, you're catching stride with the idea that you are of a different frequency than the things you've been trying to make fit in a box of success. And it's time to level up out of that. What can we get for the Hierophant in the reverse? Gate of returning, entrance, death, rebirth, and passage. Coming back around energy. So you're coming back into the light, I just heard. Divine masculines, you are leaving the egoic detour behind and wanting to come back out of devil energies into the light, into the higher, back into love, back into alignment. Okay, what can we get? A message for divine feminine. So for the divine masculine collective in this energy, what would they say to their divine feminine? I lie awake thinking about our future is the only thing that came out, and this one, truth. So If you don't think your divine masculine is thinking about your future and coming back around and proper frequency, alignment, that doesn't seem to be the case from these cards, and there's victory coming. So they are finding their truth about your connection, and they see you in their future. So not only is it not over between you, it is still a contemplation for the future and what that can look like. Okay. I'm just hearing a lot of divine feminines saying, well, why don't you reach out? Why don't we talk about it? Why don't we go forward on this? Let's ask that question. Let's ask that one. So what cards can we get here? These ones. Okay, so why aren't the divine masculines talking about this then? Divine feminine, Three of Flames. Wow, they know that you're in their future. It's just another message. This is the card of waiting to see what happens. Also, though, this scarf is light and airy. There's this necessity for the divine masculines to come into the right attitude of alignment before coming forward to the divine feminine. Look at the three. So divine feminine, be in this energy. This is my divine feminine card, the Queen of Flames. While the divine masculines up level with their attitude to come into alignment with this. Love. Wow. With love in general, you know, you are there. You are the energy match. When your divine masculine comes into that alignment, you are part of that frequency. There's nothing else you need to do other than align your own frequency to love, divine feminines. Your divine masculine will naturally be a fit when they come into that as well. Okay, what are the divine masculines thinking about the connections at this time? What are they feeling on the heart space? So the Tower. What is the wish that the divine masculines are wishing at this time? What actions are being taken? What is the biggest challenge for the masculines? What is the spirit guided solution? Where is the connection energy going from the divine masculine side in the near future? Okay, conscious mind. Transformation, 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 and changes in the physical. We have the butterfly of transformation and the death card here, both in the reverse. So we're in progress, en route. Divine masculines are looking at the connection, specifically as to what didn't work, what can change. Let's do some Hermit Tarot for divine feminines all along. What would the masculines say about this transformation that is on their conscious mind and the changes that are going on or being seen that are needed? Is this the deck it's going to come out of? Okay. You matter. It's in the inverse, and so when this is in the inverse, it's an internalized motion. So they're understanding that they matter. When they really pay attention to what makes them feel best in their core, it is synonymous with your connection. Divine masculines, you can't escape that. This is part of the journey that is unbelievably interesting to me, is that when we are very honest with what is in our core, those alignments are uncannily matched to our twin. So yeah, divine masculines, pay attention to all of the changes that you're undergoing with your transformation and how those are affirming of your essence. So divine feminines, as your divine masculine does that, what they do for self, they do for the connection and you, because it brings you into alignment. What are the divine masculines feeling on the heart space? Oh, secretly they're in remorse about this connection. So if you haven't heard from them for a while, they're really going through it. They're actually, I just heard festering thoughts about the distance between you, the silence, the lack of deep conversation. I'm hearing they know that it has not been an accurate representation of how they feel, that they have never really been able to tell you fully how much you mean to them, Divine Feminine, and secretly they're going about their day in another world, but it's not that great feeling because you're not in their life and they're realizing how they have manufactured the distance between you. They have strategized to self-sabotage and keep you at bay. What would they say to you about this, Divine Feminine? Ace of Wands, and you make me want to do bad things, both in the reverse. So this is interesting because the Ace of Wands is about sexual attraction and spirituality also. It's this change over the masculines, divine masculines. You have a big karma clearing sweep in these twin flame dynamics to come out of lusty behavior and into the calibration where your Divine Feminine, this completely spiritual, next level, otherworldly love turns you on. You're in the process of really tapping in that deeply to your own soul stuff, so that that's what excites you and causes you to feel like you're growing. And you're looking at the sexual repression, the kinks, the perversions, the repressed stuff that makes you act out sexually, or feeling those impulsivities, anything that has caused you to do things like self-sabotage or go for instant gratification. There's a lot of an awareness here, Divine Feminine, that your Divine Masculine has been trigger happy and very fickle when it comes to fidelity or the thought of it. Like, they, in many cases, they haven't even come into a relationship with you because they couldn't bear to hurt you, because they knew that they were still conflicted about loyalty, sexual loyalty specifically here. And that doesn't mean that they had other physical temptations or felt that. It could be that they had confidence issues with their performance or their worthiness or their ability to bring financial supply, whatever it is. There is something hooked in with their moral code or lack thereof and sexuality that has prevented these connections from being romantic relationships, more than friends, long-term sexual connection, primary sexual connection. So they're really looking at how they've sabotaged all of that because of devil energy. In this deck, the black 15 cards are all devil energy, so we're seeing that again. Taming the beast, I just heard. What are the masculines wishing? The Emperor and the Queen of Cups. Instead of controlling things, they're wanting to tap in more deeply. This is the logic and this is the heart. So they're both in the reverse. It's almost like there's a changing over or an alchemical process going on to try and blend these things. In the upright, these would be firmly established. They are the masculine and feminine. In the reverse, it's like they've been put into the mixing pot, and the divine masculines are wishing to figure out what aspects of logic, what aspects of heart do they want to blend going forward. Because it hasn't been working for them the way they have been doing it. They thought the grass was greener. They thought what they were doing was working for them, but they realized they haven't figured it out. It's not the first time that they've thought that they haven't figured it out in love, but they're back to another choice point where whatever it was most recently that they attempted has come to an end. Tower, again, definitely. Gossip only hurts more, and I wish things were different. Look at all that purple, crown chakra. So there is a Tower right now. Something has come in or left or impressed upon the divine masculines at this time. Something's happened, divine masculines. I saw this energy a while ago where the divine said a major disaster wasn't necessarily going to happen. The masculines were just going to desire growth. And we are seeing this desire for the masculines in the wish location here to blend head and heart in ways they haven't tried yet. And so something definitely needs to end, or something has come to an end, and now they're in the process of figuring out what it should look like going forward, what they should do going forward. I just wish things were different. Gossip only hurts more. So they're not really talking to anybody about this right now. They're back to the drawing board kind of energy and looking at divine guidance. With all this purple, there is a humble energy here. They don't want to make a wrong move, and they don't want to come forward to you prematurely about what this is. I'm also getting that they have known that you've wanted this connection all along, and they're starting to see how the changes that are happening in their lives right now could make room for you. It's very tricky wording that I'm being given, because they're not ready to just say, I'm ready for this, divine feminine. It's like fate is causing their own autonomous process to unfold, the circumstances in their lives to shift and change, but not for your union, not for your connection specifically, but for their own progress, their own growth, their own benefit. But they are catching glimpses of how ironic it is that those things would lend or make space for your particular connection. Ironic is a good word when the divine masculines are catching this parallel between your connection and the freaky things that are happening in their lives that they just are witnessing not falling into alignment the way that they thought they should or could, or maybe even expected. I just heard the Divine Masculine Collective say they did have an open mind going into the things, so it's not as bad as you think, Divine Feminine, when these things fall away, because they weren't attached. Part of the lesson they were learning with whatever they were focusing time on was non-attachment. Trust me, I know more than you think, Divine Feminine, I just heard. Okay, let's get a little card here from the divine. What do the divine feminines need to know about where the divine masculines are at regarding this energy? Discernment, discipline, and order. So yeah, we often get this glimpse into, you know, those detours that happen when it looks from the outside that someone thought the grass was greener. So divine masculines apparently have known a little bit more about why they've had the intention to do whatever's been taking their time and energy away from the connection or in another direction. The divine masculines are aware of the lessons that they've been trying to learn. They have orchestrated those things intentionally to learn specific alignments. And they're ready for more, I'm hearing, because it appears that those lessons have been seen to some degree. and a chamber of imagination, whimsy, fantasy, and wonder. I'm just getting the anything is possible, divine feminine. So remember, you are not your divine masculine's free will self, and until your divine masculine shares with you why they're doing the things they're doing independently, you don't need to fill in the blanks. You can be in awesome wonder about what you can be focusing your time and energy on. But I'm being told to tell you, divine feminine, release your divine masculine to their journey and give them the benefit of the doubt that on the soul level, they've actually been paying attention to certain things more deeply than you could imagine, or have been giving your divine masculine credit for being aware of. What actions are being taken by the divine masculines at this time? Healthy boundaries based on internal knowing. Internalizing the high priestess energy. They have been making up their minds and hearts while experiencing life and navigating brand new circles of people, new friendships, new love potentials. They're in a growth spurt, and so they're coming across, I just heard even divine masculines leaving karmic marriages and things. They're meeting new friends and professionals, legal professionals, and there's like all new exposure to different demographics. And I'm being shown divine masculines driving to different parts of their town or city that they haven't been in to seek even legal advice. It's an interesting thing I'm being shown, but just getting off their beaten track is causing them to have a new experience of who they've become, divine feminine. Your divine masculine is getting different feedback from their reality than they had when they were more cinched into the karmic paradigms. See what they would say to you about this. So not all divine masculines are leaving legal situations. That was just a specific message. But for many divine masculines, they have changed their frequency, and so they're gravitating towards new experiences, and they are meeting a whole bunch of new people that are more on the same page as them. They're not having to be the enforcer or the teacher, or they're meeting more like-minded people that are reminding them of you, divine feminine, I just heard. Okay, be more selfish. Yeah, it's like the divine masculines are waking up to a layer of society that they hadn't interacted with, like coming out of their shell. They aren't so much just in their own peer group anymore. They're networking, I just heard, beyond. And so they're not going, with the crowd, with their existing friends and colleagues. They're not just sticking in the mix with those individuals. They're going out on their own solo and putting themselves into opportunities and situations that they haven't felt they could do as an individual before, is what I'm hearing. Intuitively guided. They're kind of going with the flow a bit more. I'm hearing divine masculines saying, no, buddy, I need to do this. That's cool if you're out, but I'm going to go for this. Interesting. Okay. What is the biggest challenge for the divine masculines right now? Knowing that you are there, divine feminine. In this deck, she's kind of got a cold shoulder. She's a little bit like, what are you going to say and do? Like, just, I'm willing to listen, but what exactly is it that you want to say? Because it can't go around and around again, I just heard. So divine masculines are challenged with knowing how to come back in with the right alignment, the right conversation, the right communication with an Empress. Let's get a clarifier. What is that challenge, divine masculines? What are you feeling? Have I lost everything in the reverse? Yeah, there's this. Oh, that's cute. My guides are telling me that this divine masculines are asking, have I totally lost my ego yet? Can I come correct yet? Can I be laid bare? Can my true essence be laid bare in front of my divine feminine yet? Can I just heard, will they feel any blockage in me anymore? I'm seeing divine masculines coming forward to divine feminine, or even wanting to reach out and knowing that you can impeccably feel whether they are completely there and present and willing. That you can feel even the most minute hesitancy or fear in them, and they are literally challenged by wondering if they could pass the energetic test to stand before an empress in humble presence yet. That literally just shocked me. That is a beautiful, beautiful thing to wonder, divine masculines. Oof. What is the spirit guided solution for that? Put down your fear, step forward in love, and give it a try. Divine masculines. I'm being told to tell you, the willingness you have in your heart to make sure you are faultless, blameless in front of your empress is what is required to pass that test. Wow. Okay. What would the masculines say about that message? About that guidance? Love me. Listen to your heart. I still don't have the answers. And maybe you're right. It's like a response from the masculines to the divine. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is about just being in the heart space and admitting that you don't have the answers, that I don't have the answers, I'm hearing. Yeah. I'm feeling that golden glow, sacred space right now, everybody. That was a magical moment. Thank you, divine masculines, for being that conscious. But don't be so hard on yourself. And yet, I respect divine masculines that nothing in love has ever mattered more. Ultra. Superb. Where is the energy going in the near future? Wow, communication. There's that Three of Wands again. We got that in the beginning, so this is communication coming. This is getting the go-ahead, the green light to communicate. For some, I'm getting there will be some random circumstances that are happen chance, that there needs to be information relayed between counterparts, and that it will be circumstantial or what I'm still in the challenge and the solution energy. It's a bit euphoric, actually, to know that the divine masculines that you guys are, you divine masculines, are in that energy. But it does seem like, okay, so the holiday season might elicit this kind of communication, but I'm getting that there are things, I just heard like a piece of mail coming to one or the other counterpart's house for the other things like that, circumstantial reasons that there needs to be communication at this time. Somebody needing the other one's phone number, etc. So yeah, there does seem to be immediate communication. Let's get some cards for, okay, I'm being told to get something for Divine Feminine out of this deck. So what does Divine Feminine need to know about all of this? Burden is ending with Divine Masculine. Keep seeking the holy fire, the spiritual path, the spiritual understanding regarding the new beginning coming in the physical. Wish with your whole hearts to be seen, to see through the karma, to see things for what they are, to see the heart and soul of your counterpart, to see this as a spiritual journey, to see your progress through your own awakening and uprising, to make the challenge or changes in the physical that bring in balance, fairness, and reciprocity. Do not get emotionally ahead of yourselves, Divine Feminine, until it's warranted and justified based on interactions in the physical with your counterpart that are mutually acknowledged, recognized, and desired to go forward. Don't delude yourself and harm yourself with wishful thinking. Balance out. Desire to up-level spiritually, not strictly to come into union. Shift that alignment away from I want union, I want union, I want union, to I want to see the spiritual truths that I'm needing to recognize about the love available to me at all times, in every moment, in my own right, so I can appreciate that with my counterpart when they can meet me in that energy too. Be right and good and true and playful, seeking the divine, and allow your Divine Masculine to continue coming into the appropriate energy to release burden and meet you in that spark, the initiation of the next cycle. There are a lot of aces in this reading, and so there are brand new things coming. We are coming up to the end of the year, but that does seem to be a motion towards this communication. The solution the divine gave here was for the masculines to choose love over fear, and that was the direction the energies are going to. So if your divine counterpart comes forward with something more casual or mundane, it's likely that it's backed by a whole lot of bravery and overcoming of fear in order to come forward. Okay, one last card I'm being told for Divine Masculines. What is it that we can see? Portals, possibilities, and options. So yeah, just having said that about the random circumstantial evidence that will come to light that will cause masculines to have a reason to reach out and push through the fear, whatever shows up, whether you initiate it, Divine Masculines, whether there's an extenuating circumstance that initiates it, there are portals, options, possibilities that can change in an instance. In an instant? Oh, that's one I always mess up. Anyways, expect the unexpected yet again. Okay, much love, everybody. Bye for now.